Hi there, movie lovers. Disney has finally unveiled the first trailer for its much-anticipated live-action adaptation of Lilo and Stitch, and fans are already buzzing with excitement and curiosity. With a May 23, 2025 release date, the opening moments immediately nod to the 2002 animated classic by throwing viewers into a galactic escape sequence, where Experiment 626, later christened Stitch, breaks free from confinement aboard a spaceship. This cosmic introduction showcases Stitch commandeering a police cruiser and barreling through the vastness of space, skillfully blending CGI with a live-action backdrop. The tone is fast-paced, playful, and distinctly reminiscent of the beloved original film, which followed a bizarre yet lovable alien crash landing in Hawaii. While this project was initially rumored to be a Disney Plus release, the footage here suggests a cinematic flair that indicates a greater budget. Clearly, Disney is banking on Lilo and Stitch to strike the perfect balance between the whimsy of the animated classic and the more grounded realism that comes with a modern live-action project. The trailer stays faithful to iconic elements that made the original so endearing, like slapstick humor and heartfelt moments, even as it teases new angles for longtime fans and newcomers. It's a quick, visually striking opener, setting the stage for what appears to be an earnest, if somewhat copy-and-paste, tribute to the original. Once Stitch plummets to Earth, the action shifts to the lush Hawaiian Islands. Here, viewers are introduced to young actress Maia Kealoha as Lilo, who immediately captures the innocence, mischievousness, and big-hearted spirit that fans associate with her animated counterpart. In just a few shots, we see Lilo's characteristic curiosity and sincerity, traits that pull her towards Stitch rather than repel her from this bizarre puppy. The trailer devotes significant time to the moment they first meet, drawing from the original film's comedic beats and sweet sense of wonder. Even in these brief glimpses, Kealoha embodies Lilo's iconic sense of family and belonging, later delivering the immortal line, "Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten." The phrase, central to the 2002 classic, resonates once again as a focal theme, reflecting how even the strangest outcast can find acceptance in a loving home. Already, fans online have noted that Lilo's portrayal feels authentic and heartfelt, suggesting the casting choice is on point. There's genuine warmth and comedic charm in the dynamic between the child actress and the CGI creation, laying the groundwork for a film that appears poised to balance nostalgic callbacks with fresh performances. As the trailer progresses, more comedic chaos takes center stage, reminding everyone of Stitch's true nature as a genetic experiment designed to provoke mischief and mayhem. Scenes of Stitch tossing items out of car windows, hijacking a toy vehicle, and leaving a trail of disaster around the house are peppered throughout. Each moment is lifted directly from the animated version, generating both excitement and wariness among viewers who wonder whether the new film will add fresh twists or simply replicate existing material. At the same time, the comedic energy from slapstick misunderstandings to Stitch's wide-eyed expressions feels in line with the original's spirit. This tension between nostalgia and innovation is a recurring undercurrent in discussions about Disney's live-action remakes, and Lilo and Stitch appears to be no exception. Despite the director's background, Dean Fleischer Camp, known for the whimsical Marcel the Shell with shoes on, much of the trailer suggests a faithful recreation rather than a radical reimagining. Yet the promise of a cinematic budget, teased by the film's visuals and production design, points to potential new angles. After all, capturing Hawaii's vibrant scenery and the emotional arcs of Lilo, Nani, and Stitch in live action demands a careful blend of homage and innovation. In addition to Lilo and Stitch, the trailer offers quick glimpses of Lilo and Stitch's supporting characters, including Lilo's older sister Nani, portrayed by Sydney Agudong. We see her grappling with the challenges of sudden guardianship, trying to protect Lilo from Stitch's wild tendencies, while also juggling the day-to-day realities of life after their parents' passing. The family element remains front and center. As the trailer underscores, Lilo and Stitch is just as much about sibling bonds and finding community as it is about space adventures. We also spot the eccentric alien duo Jumba and Pleakley, this time played or voiced by Zach Galifianakis and Billy Magnussen respectively. In the preview, Pleakley appears in a decidedly cartoon-inspired CGI form, reassuring fans that the aliens haven't been forced into hyper-realistic territory, as seen in some of Disney's other remakes. Maintaining a tune-like flair keeps the film consistent with the joyous, offbeat vibe of the original. Another notable addition is Cobra Bubbles, formerly voiced by Ving Rhames in the animated movie now played in live action by Courtney B. Vance. While fans are divided over this casting change, the trailer suggests that Vance's interpretation of the formidable social worker will have its own unique gravitas. One of the most iconic scenes in the animated movie is the surfing montage, and the live-action trailer dutifully nods to that sequence. It shows Lilo, Stitch, and Nani paddling out to catch waves, although some viewers note it's less dynamic compared to the cartoon version. Understandably, the fluid exaggeration of hand-drawn animation can be tricky to replicate in live action, but the cinematic photography still captures Hawaii's natural beauty. Director Dean Fleischer Camp seems to be leveraging the island's beaches, vibrant ocean, and scenic landscapes to ground this fantasy in a tangible environment. Meanwhile, the film's soundtrack teases the return of Elvis Presley tunes, with Devil in Disguise playing over key moments. In the animated classic, Stitch became obsessed with the king of rock and roll, a quirk that produced both comedic and heartfelt highlights. The trailer's reliance on an Elvis track indicates a similar approach here, blending comedic interludes with celebratory nods to the original's emphasis on music. This callback not only pleases longtime fans, but also showcases how nostalgia can be harnessed without overshadowing the film's new features, provided the production team continues weaving in fresh ideas alongside these beloved references. Interestingly, Lilo and Stitch was initially expected to bypass theaters and land directly on Disney+. However, the trailer's high production values, impressive CGI, and overall cinematic polish suggest a significant uptick in budget. Rumor has it that Disney shifted the project to a theatrical release midway through development, investing heavily in a story that remains a fan favorite 2 decades after it first hit screens. The timeline is now set for a May 23, 2025 debut in theaters, followed by an eventual migration to Disney+. For many, this approach is reminiscent of how Disney treated some of its live-action remakes, pushing them from streaming exclusives to wide releases when internal excitement and marketing feedback hit a certain threshold. Regardless of the exact reasons behind that decision, the end result is a trailer that looks more polished than your average made-for-streaming movie. The strong attention to detail in the sets, the near-seamless blending of live footage with CGI aliens, and a comedic style that capitalizes on physical gags all point to a feature that aims to please a broad audience. Whether or not it can surpass or equal the original's charm remains an open question, but it's clear Disney has spared little expense in the attempt. Reactions so far have spanned delight to caution. Some fans appreciate how closely the film mirrors the 2002 version, especially in terms of comedic beats and the central Ohana theme. Others worry that Disney's modern strategy of hewing too closely to the source can lead to a copy-and-paste remake that doesn't justify its own existence. Many hope to see subtle new elements that expand character backstories or inject fresh insights into beloved scenes. The shift in casts such as Courtney B. Vance taking over Cobra Bubbles has also prompted debate, with some praising the new direction and others lamenting the absence of original voice actors like Ving Rhames. Meanwhile, Dave Lee Downunder, whose breakdown inspired much of this discussion, has remarked that despite potential pitfalls, the film looks surprisingly fun, possibly even one of Disney's better live-action remakes of recent years. With Elvis tunes, cartoonish alien designs, and a strong sisterly bond at the narrative's heart, Lilo and Stitch clearly aims to preserve the spirit that made it a cult favorite. Only time will tell if the final product truly delivers on that promise. For now, the first trailer has done its job. It has captured public attention, rekindled nostalgia, and set the stage for an Ohana-centered adventure that could very well win over a new generation of fans.